Hey man, you already know what it is. It's your boy Cheeseburger from Cheeseburger Productions, the Dank Daddy from the Dank TV. You feel me? Big burger in the booth, man. I'm outside with who I got with me outside. Like who I'm in the booth with, man.
Stewart, Tuttle, and we in the Alter Studios right now.
Yes sir, man. How you been, man? I ain't seen you in a minute, brother. How
I
you been?
know, bro. It's been like 6 months, I think, right? You were back here last summer.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
somewhere around there, it's around the summertime. Yeah, it slid through.
Yeah, that's what's up, man. Yeah, I've been good, man. It's been a good start to 2022.
Yeah, you had a lot of work coming through.
A lot of work. Yeah, I mixed a lot of records so far this year. It's been interesting doing that more. But I had a lot of sessions too, working on some production sessions with artists.
Yeah, you was telling me you had a lot of you're mixing a lot of sessions and everything like that.
Yeah, bro. I'm mixing hella records right now, so super stoked for that shit.
Okay, any artists in particular you working with that you're excited for?
Yeah, I mean, I'm always excited for all my artists. I think that the projects that I'm most excited for are projects that I produced on for sure. So, like there's and I think the ones like on the bigger scale of things as far as like doing full albums or EPs and stuff like that, where I'm doing a lot of production on, are ones that like really stand out to me. So I got a really cool project with one of my artists. His name's Eastro. We dropped an album last year, but now we've kind of revamped his sound. So this is the second album I've done with him, and actually working on two albums with him. We're working on an EP and then working on an album. And the EP is something I can't talk about yet, like full details, but it's with another artist, and that's going to be a super dope concept. And I have a lot of records produced on that, and then he's gonna he's dropping singles, and then leading up to a full album just by himself. So like that's some experimental stuff, some hip hop rock stuff, like a little bit similar to like stuff that I'm doing with your boy John Don out in Florida. Because I know he's on that rock vibe too. And I hopefully have some records coming out with him too, and we just dropped in December. So.
Okay. So how's your podcast going on the Sunday sir?
My Sunday message is going good. Yeah, no, it's all good. I'm trying to get better every week, trying to get better at talking on camera and not saying every other word.
Yeah.
Things like that, looking at the camera, it's just something that I'm trying to figure out ways to get more content out and, just like stay consistent with it. So like, that keeps me steady. Like I got something I got to do every week. I got to make sure I do it religiously, so to speak, pun intended. I'm trying, like for the studio, for the altar, like that's definitely like, talking about branding, like branding the studio is like that's, like this is church to me. This is
your altar. You feel me?
Yeah. I really feel like this is the. It's on that level of deepness as far as like how certain people feel about their religion or whatever, like that sort of thing. Like for me being in the studio making music, like it's a religious experience for me.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I want to know, like, shoot, you got your own projects you record like yourself? You got coming up?
My stuff always gets put on the back burner. For sure, because I think the studio is the biggest thing I'm trying to push. And then I have some other things that I want to do for the studio. I have another podcast that I was talking to you about earlier that I want to start for the studio called The Process. So hopefully that'll be started up this year. But I have a bunch of records on my computer that I've worked on that are mine, like either me singing on or just like solo guitar, things like that. I just got to figure out exactly what I want to do with them. And, I want to do things that I'm encouraging my artists to do, like as far as promotion, doing videos with everything, and it's a lot of work, man. Like, so I gotta find time to do that.
Hell yeah.
But I'm good staying where I'm at right now, and like when the time is right, the time is right. I'm really just trying to be like, I feel like in my head I'm super behind, but I'm like just trust the process, trust the time.
Taking one day at a time.
One day at a time, yeah. So.
Yeah. So how's life like out here in LA?
Oh man, it's been weird for sure. As far as like, I'm sure it's weird everywhere with the COVID stuff. I feel like where you're at though, it's a little bit like it's less, right?
Yeah.
Like there hasn't been like really like you don't have to have a vaccine card anywhere, right?
No vaccine card.
No vaccine card. You can walk in anywhere.
As long as you got a face mask, but they don't even mandatory, like, they'll just say it just to say, like, anything happens, okay, we said it, you know, but.
Yeah, for sure.
You know, like, it's not.
But yeah, I went, I went to a concert last night, I went to a bar the other night, and I went to another bar, all of them asked for vaccine cards and their ID.
Oh,
I'm like,
shit.
yeah, this is ridiculous, you know, like. I don't want to get political or anything, but as far as like, you know, like I have my vaccine on my phone, right? So like I have the picture of it, but like they're not really looking. Like I could get a screenshot from anybody and just show them, and they'd like let me in places. Like, come on, like. And you know, if I was sick with COVID and I walked in a place and I still had the vaccine card and I showed it, like. I could still be sick and they let me in, like, so it makes no sense to me.
Right.
So I think y'all doing it right out there in Florida.
Yeah, like shit, let everybody in. If you don't let, you feel me?
Yeah.
That's the politics and all that shit.
So yeah, and it's just been like back and forth with that. Like it's just a whole big thing, and but other than that, the weather has been beautiful in January. It's been it was rainy like at the beginning of January, end of December. But, man, after the rain, like today, right, you were up in them hills, you could see far, right? It wasn't too smoggy.
Yeah, it was a clear day.
It was a clear day.
It had a little breeze. It was smooth.
So it's been like that, like, the past couple weeks, so, like, you can't beat that. Like, the rest of the country, not where you're at, but the rest of the country felt like it was getting snow this entire past week. And we're out here, like, sunny Southern California, 70 degrees, 75, you feel me? Like,
in a different time zone and shit. Yeah. It's always a vibe coming over here, man. Like, y'all 3 hours behind and shit. So me in Florida, that's like, dang, I have so much time to do shit.
Yeah.
And then I wake up, it's still like an hour later. I've been asleep for like 3 hours. That's what I like. I'm like, dang, I feel like I'm well rested. I just slept for an hour.
That's what's up.
Usually it feels like I just slept for an hour, but yeah.
That's what's up, man.
It's always good vibes over here, man.
Yeah, I love LA. I wouldn't, I love traveling. I miss traveling a lot. I used to do a lot of touring. I miss that. But as far as like a home base to be in and just to be, somewhere every time, all the time, LA is the place to be for me. I love it.
Yeah.
And to be able to work with the amount of artists that I am out here, like, it's absolutely insane. And like, it's LA too. One thing that a lot of artists from out of state have told me, like, because I get a lot of artists that fly in from across the country, a lot of East Coast people, a lot of people from the Midwest, Texas people, they'll tell me that it's cheaper to record out here than it is, like, in their, like, where they're at, because, like, there's the studio saturation where I'm at in North Hollywood, which is Los Angeles, California. Like, I got to talk about North Hollywood for a second. North Hollywood, for people who don't know, there are thousands of studios within like a 5-mile radius. Like, if not tens of thousands, there are so many studios out here. And the amount of music that is coming out of North Hollywood is absolutely insane. I don't know for a fact, but I would say that that there's more music coming out of North Hollywood than there is anywhere in the country. Like any specific spot, like, it's crazy. Like, there, this block, there's tons of studios within this block, and it's just like everyone got a studio out here.
So it's like a lot of competition.
It's a lot of competition, although I stay busy, so, I don't, I think that has to do with the quality of my work, but it also has to do with, like, there's work for everybody out here. Like, there's
a lot of people here.
There's a ton of artists
out here.
There's
people always coming in from different states, like always. How you say.
Everyone wants to fly out here, so,
it's kind of like the place to be. If you work hard, you can kind of, like, live out here, man. You can be out here, man.
So yeah, so all these artists are saying that come from that it's just cheaper to record out here, like back in Atlanta, like I've heard in New York, like areas like that, like they're charging like minimum $80 an hour to get in a studio. Dang. So the rates are you can get studios for $35 an hour out here, with an engineer. Like, that's unheard of a lot of other places.
Yeah. So
I think it's even more expensive in Florida too, right? Like, for studio rates.
I mean, It depends. Like all right, you might get a good rate, but the quality might not be there.
For sure,
so it's
yeah.
like a hit or miss. But
Got you.
yeah,
Yeah. So it's just it's
usually
crazy.
you can find them for a decent price. But sometimes they do be waxing though. Like
Yeah.
shoot, like.
Yeah, and you have everything out here from the like smallest bedroom studios to the biggest studios in the world. You know, out here where you're gonna pay $200 an hour to just step in, you know, to get in there. Like it's crazy, you know. So LA is a place to be for music for sure. I think you can do music from anywhere now, like with the internet and like social media and stuff. Like
Yeah, and the phone and everything, I got it set up.
yeah,
Like,
but for in-person contact, let's put it this way, like there's just, God, so many artists out here, you know, but a lot of competition. That's the thing, especially for hip-hop and R&B. Like I think the market for hip-hop and R&B is just so saturated, and like you gotta be hot to make it. You gotta be hot, and you gotta have good marketing behind you, I think.
right.
So
How you go about marketing yourself? Like how you been improving your market?
I think being active on social media, like I don't do any paid like
You do
advertising.
Sunday joint, so that kind of helps with the content.
Yeah, so yeah, I'll do that. Like I'll recycle the content from there, like chop it up into smaller videos. So I'm posting reels and stuff like that, throwing stuff on TikTok. So like that's kind of like the most of my marketing. But to be honest, I don't get my clientele through that. Like my clientele comes to me right now through word of mouth. Like I don't do any advertising or anything, and like everyone just, you know, people tell their friends about me, and then people pop up. And that's it. So I got like, say I probably have like 75 revolving clients right now, artists that I work with. You know, some people come once a month, some people come once a week, some people I see every couple months. Like it's just different, you know. So
yeah, that's good. You know, to have clientele, you
Yeah.
feel me, and like people that's working like back and forth. So
Mhm.
you know, it's to stay afloat out here because it's not cheap to live out here, man.
Hell no, man.
It looks good. Everything looks good, and everything looks pretty, man. But man, it's expensive, man.
For
It
sure.
is.
For sure, yeah. Yeah, like I was telling you, I've barely lived without a roommate in the 12 years that I've been here, so that's crazy.
Yeah. Man.
So everybody's got roommates out here.
Okay.
So
So you got any merchandise coming up?
I do have merch. I have watch, I'm gonna pop out here 'cause this I can show this right here. I have shirts. I got these candles. I don't know if you can see. I'll put these a little closer. You can see those altar candles, like the Jesus style candles, but got the logo on them.
Oh, that's cool. Yeah.
Yeah, if you want, I know you got. Yeah, I know you're flying, so I don't know how much room you got, but you can definitely take one of these if you want.
Oh yeah, for sure. I definitely take it serious.
So I got those. I got stickers. I have shirts. The Big Records Only shirt. So that's kind of like the other like side brand of like the Alter Studios is Big Records Only. It's basically the the logo across here, and then I got the A logo, that's this A logo on the sleeve, and then I have in big bold letters on the back Big Records Only, so I got those shirts too. But yeah, so I got those. I haven't really thought about new merch stuff. Maybe I'd like to do a different printing of the shirt, for sure. So do something like that.
So when can we expect you doing the interviews with the artists? When can we expect?
Oh, the process? Man, they put me on the spot. I wanted to start at the top of the year, to be honest with you. I caught COVID at the top of the year, and that set me back considerably, like, because I'm in here damn near every day, like 80 hours a week, and I was going hard, and COVID hit me, and I was out for 5 days, like, not showing up to the studio. Like, that's unheard of, so lost 5 days, and then it was like another 5 to like 10 days after that, like still not feeling 100%, like getting tired all the time. I still feel like I'm a little tired, I feel like my energy's back a little bit better, but that kind of set me back, and like I had all these plans, so I'm like just trying to like regroup and like just, one step at a time, get this done, get this done, and it's hard because booking sessions, working with artists, having mixing, like I don't know, no one could call me or everyone could call me, so my plans, again, like with my own personal stuff, with the studio brand, like that'll come, that's always secondary to my artists. My artists come first, whatever they need, like I need to make sure I take care of them, and then I can move on to taking care of the other stuff, like the extra stuff that I want to provide, whether it be interviewing them for the podcast, the process, or whether it be like, you know, I put on a show last year. I think I had put that show on after you guys had come already. At the end of October, was it the end of September? I put on a show. I can't remember what month you guys were here, but I put on a show for all my artists. Did like a showcase, had 9 artists perform. So stuff like that I want to keep doing, but it's a lot of work and a lot of work to do it by myself. I had a friend of mine who was helping me out last year, but he's no longer helping me out. He had to, you know, do some other things. So I'm taking on everything myself, so I can only do so much, you know.
Yeah.
But I like my goal, like if you put me on the spot to like put this podcast out, I would say like I'd like to get up and running like mid-March, something like that, because it's a really, really good idea, and I think it could be something super, super interesting for people to like view in and really hear what artists have to say about their process. And it's something that I'm super passionate about, so I feel like I could talk all day to artists about their music and why they do what they do.
Right.
And, you know, so I think that'll be interesting content for other people.
Alright, so
Yeah. What
what else you got coming for the street you want to talk to us about?
Just all my drops with my artists. I'm like I usually have drops every week with artists. This was the first week of the year that I didn't have any drops, so that was a little rare, but I know, like, we got drops coming next week. I have another artist out of Atlanta, Quest. He's putting out an EP 11th or 12th. I think it's probably next Friday, whatever date that is, this Friday. So he's dropping another EP. And I have a bunch of artists dropping singles. But yeah, this one's big, and I'm actually doing an interview with him tomorrow on Instagram Live or something. So we're gonna talk about his EP. I mixed everything. I don't think we recorded anything here because he's actually from LA, but he moved out to Atlanta, so he comes back every once in a while and records with me. But I mix all his records. I mix and master all his records. So,
Okay.
so I'll be talking about that process and, you know, chopping up with him. But yeah, he's killing it. I think he's 21. He's on a label. I did his first session. It's absolutely crazy the amount of ground this dude has gained, and I think it's a little over a year now. But yeah, he's on a label out in Atlanta, and they're pushing him hard. They've been putting out a lot of content for him, and he's been doing a lot of records, ton of records. I think this will be the 4th or 5th EP I've done with him. I'm losing track of this time.
He's pretty much just working going forward.
Yeah, he's going at it. So like if you guys are fans of J. Cole, if you're fans of Drake, that's the type of vibes that he's on. And he's super talented dude. But yeah, so that drop, and then like I said, a bunch of singles with a bunch of other artists. Like I have to keep a list to keep all that straight.
Yeah.
But he's the next one. So.
What's his Instagram again?
It's Quest. I think it's Quest LA. It may be Quest LA. Don't quote me on that. But yeah, I think it's. I can look this up right now. Make sure we get it right. I think it's Quest LA. This tag is like. I am Groot, but let's see. Oh, Quest Music with a Q, MUSIQ.
It's Quest Music.
Yeah, look at that.
Okay. Definitely, y'all tap in that Quest Music, man.
Yeah. So yeah, I don't know. When are you gonna drop this?
Oh, this I'm gonna have it done in a week.
Okay, cool. Yeah, so he would have already been dropped by that, but yeah, check out that new EP. Absolutely killer. He's a phenomenal artist, really dope lyricist, and yeah.
So any last words you gotta say to the people before we wrap it up?
Man, y'all stay. It's getting crazy out there in the world. Like, spread love, you know, like, they're trying to divide all of us. Spread love through music. I think that's my main goal right now is, like, you know, connecting people through music. On, you know, the back end of it, you know, I want to connect everybody with music. I want to connect artists with each other, with producers, with videographers, with, you know, and then everybody to fans, you know, because that's, you know, the other side of it. So yeah.
So you already know what it is. It's your boy Cheeseburger from Cheeseburger Productions, the Dank Daddy from the Dank TV. And who I got with me in the Dank TV? You feel me? The booth with me again.
Stewart Tuttle with the Alter Studios in Los Angeles.
Yes, sir. And we outside, man. And we out this bitch. Gang, gang.
Peace.